What's up, Altadena? Welcome back to another episode or installment box recipe of Nom Nom Club, socially distant Nom Nom Club. My name is Isabel. I'm the teen librarian at Altadena, and I am so excited to share this new recipe with you. It is really great for I am so excited to share this recipe with you. It's a great recipe if you are new to the kitchen and trying to sort of find easy, affordable, really filling, delicious, hearty meals to make. It's great for the colder months too. It's great for you if you have like an upset stomach and you need something super filling and super delicious. Guess what it is? This month we're making congee. We're making savory rice porridge. If you haven't heard of congee before, you're gonna love it. Get ready. So the word congee, as I said, means a savory rice porridge. That word is actually originally a Tamil word from India. However, now it really describes in a sort of more generic way any kind of savory rice porridge, particularly from countries in Asia. Now, I mean, lots of countries, lots of cultures over the world eat porridge. Porridge is essentially, you know, a grain that's cooked in water for a long time. Oatmeal is like a porridge. But rice porridge, or congee, is more particular to countries in Asia. And there are lots of different recipes for congee. There are Chinese recipes, Korean, Japanese, Vietnam, Cambodia, Malaysia. Lots of countries have congee as part of their culture and their diet. And I'm not an expert in any of these recipes. Congee is not a dish from my culture. I don't have a personal experience or a familial experience with this dish. I've made it plenty of times, but I am by no means an expert. This is not an authentic congee tutorial by a long shot. I'm gonna do my best, but if you are interested in learning more about this dish or learning more about the cultures that make it, you should check out some books from the library, because I am not an expert by any means. The recipe that I am going to share with you all today is taken from one of my favorite cookbooks. It's called Korean Home Cooking by Sohoi Kim. So this is, I guess, a Korean variation on congee. I love Korean food so much. This is one of my favorite Korean cookbooks. I've tried a lot of them. I love this one. I had to buy it for myself after I checked it out from the library. So you can go to the library and check this out yourself and take it home. It's fabulous. And here is her congee recipe, which I have lightly adapted for today. Let's talk ingredients. The first and most important ingredient is obviously rice. You're gonna want a short grain rice for this. That's gonna be best. This is what I have. And I have a little trick that I'm gonna try for the first time in this video. So I read on a blog when I was doing all my congee research that someone recommended putting your rice in the freezer beforehand, because that speeds up the cooking process. So the way that you get a nice good texture for congee is you cook the rice for a really, really long time in a lot of liquid, and that eventually breaks down the grains of rice. And what I read was that if you stick your rice in the freezer, it sort of dries the rice out and it makes it break down a lot faster. So I'm gonna be using a cup of rice that I put in a plastic baggie and stuck in my freezer yesterday. And we'll see if that does, in fact, give a nicer, sort of more typical consistency to my congee, because sometimes I struggle with getting like a really nice soupy kind of liquidy base, I guess. All right, rice. The other ingredient, the second one, is some kind of broth. Now you don't have to use broth, you could just use water. In Korean Home Cooking, the cookbook I showed, they use an anchovy broth or an anchovy stock. I'm gonna be using chicken stock. You can use a carton, you can use bouillon cubes, whatever you like, homemade, whatever you like. But I do like a broth. It just makes it a little bit more hearty, a little bit more savory. Next, you're gonna need some soy sauce, some freshly cracked pepper, which if you did our first Nom Nom box, you'll have some peppercorns left over from that. A big thing of ginger. I like to, another trick that I have, keep your ginger in the freezer too. I heard it keeps it fresher longer and it's easier to like chop and grate your ginger when it comes out of the freezer. I don't know where I heard that. I've been keeping my ginger in the freezer ever since. And then green onions. Green onions for garnish. The best garnish that's out there. All right, let's get cooking. All right, so as I said, I have my baggie of frozen rice from the freezer. This is 1 cup. And then I'm going to start off with 3 cups, probably honestly this whole thing of broth. I'm gonna start off with this whole thing of broth. And I'm gonna bring that to a nice simmer in my pot. I'm gonna add my soy sauce. I'm gonna add a couple, honestly I just add like a splash of soy sauce. I maybe am not good at doing recipe tutorials because I'm the kind of person who's just, I never measure anything. I'm always like, oh, a dash of that. Put as much soy sauce in as you want to. So I'm gonna use my bag of rice, my 3 cups, or really just maybe all of this broth. Soy sauce, I'm gonna chop up some ginger, toss it in there, and crack some pepper into my pot. And I'm gonna bring it to a nice simmer. And then this is what's amazing about congee is then you kind of just walk away. I mean, you gotta check on it, you gotta stir it, you gotta maybe add some more liquid if it looks like it's getting dry. But what a simple, easy recipe to make. Don't forget, wash your rice before you put it in the pot. Even the frozen rice, wash your rice. It's very important. Okay, I actually changed my mind at the last minute. I did 2 cups of broth because this was a lot thicker than I realized. It's bone broth, which I didn't realize is that what I had. So I did 2 cups of this and then I did 2 cups of water. So I had 1 cup of rice, equal parts broth and water, 4 cups total. That's just what feels right to me right now. And I think what a lot of this tutorial is about is A, this is not authentic, and B, you gotta just like trust your gut in the kitchen sometimes. Like, don't be stuck to the recipe. Just kind of like feel it out, see what feels right to you. If you know what you like and what you don't like, ooh, I really like salty, ooh, I really like mild, then adjust things to your taste preferences. That's how you learn to be a very resilient and inventive cook. That's what I think. Here's my splash of soy sauce. Yeah, I think that's good. Here's my handful of chopped ginger. I love ginger, so I like to add a lot. Especially, this is where like, if you're having an upset stomach, oh, ginger is so good for that. This is about like a 1/4 inch, half an inch knob of ginger that I chopped up. And there's my cracked pepper. All right, I've got this pretty high right now. I'm gonna turn it down once I get it boiling to a nice little simmer. And then I'm gonna put a lid on it and let it go to town. All right, here's my simmer. I've turned it down pretty low here. And it's just got like a nice little bubble going to it. Pretty small, not like a rolling boil, you know, just a light simmer. I'm gonna put a lid on this and I gave it a stir just to make sure none of the rice was sticking to the bottom. I'm gonna put a lid on it and I'm gonna give it maybe like 20 minutes and then I'm gonna come back and check on it and see how like the water level is, how much of the water has been absorbed so far. Yeah. All right, it has been 20 minutes and there it goes. I like the frozen rice trick. I think it's working. I think it's a good trick. This is a nicer consistency than like what I usually get, I guess. Or it's just, I like it. I like the way it looks. It looks great. All right, so I gave it a little taste because that is always so important when you're cooking. It took me so long to realize this. I don't know why, I don't know what's wrong with me, but you have to taste your food while you're making it. So important. I added a tiny little splash of more soy sauce because I like a salty soy sauce. And I'm going to add, I think like max maybe 1 more cup of broth to my pot and then let it keep simmering for maybe another 15 minutes or so, just because I want to keep seeing how it's going to break down and how it's going to get that nice porridgey kind of soupy texture. So yeah, let's check back in 15. Ta-da! There you have it, friends. This is my congee dinner. I think the most fun is at the very end when you get to do all of your garnishes. So I added a little drizzle of some sesame oil here. I added some black and white sesame seeds, some chopped scallions. My favorite part is that I'm gonna stick these in a little thing of water and they're gonna grow little tops again. That's like my favorite quarantine hack or whatever that I've learned, is how to keep getting more scallions out of your bunch. You can dress it with so many things. You can do a little soft-boiled egg on here. I like to add some pickled ginger sometimes if I have it. I've added all sorts of weird things to this to just like beef it up. But let me tell you, this is pretty beefy on its own. All right, and I'm all done. I am so excited to chow down on this nice, delicious looking bowl of congee. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, learning a new recipe, or maybe watching someone make a recipe that you have made many times before. Stay tuned for November and December Nom Nom Club, and send me your photos of your food. Send me an email. Tell me in the comments how much you liked it or didn't like it. I love your feedback. All right, bon appetit!